Let's talk about human design. Perhaps you've been curious about human design. By now, you've probably either heard about it everywhere, been curious perhaps, but feeling overwhelmed, not really getting it, or quietly dismissing it as it's too much information. It's all about charts and types and profiles, authorities, centers, channels, and this image of a body with all these little numbers and circles, and it's like a diagram, and it feels like too scientific. Yet for some people, it's super fascinating. And when I first came across human design, it was like the game changer in my life, even though I had done many different trainings. I had found ways to overcome obstacles and blocks in my life, done a lot of healing. Yet this was a missing piece that created this shift and this calibration within me, as well as in my everyday life and in my communications, my relationships, my business, my work, my health, that it's become a great passion of mine, especially new era human design. For some people, it feels like yet another system telling them who they are. So today, I want to approach human design differently, without any hype or no personality boxing, no pressure to understand everything. It's simply listening and just take a grounded look of what human design actually encompasses and how it can be this incredible living map in our everyday real life. Welcome to No Fluff Spirituality, Business, Life and Spirit for the New Era. Grounded, real and clear. I'm Bascha Meier, and this is where we explore powerful frameworks like human design through a grounded practical lens. Not as dogma, but as tools for deeper self-awareness, alignment, clearer decision-making, and real life application. And first, as I always say, let me say this clearly, human design is not a belief system. It's not a replacement for faith, your intuition, or inner knowing. And it's definitely not meant to override your own lived experience. The way I like to look at human design, it's like this template, this grid, this living map that is living and breathing, and it is who you be, the blueprint of who you be. And of course in life it is layered over since birth with the conditioning that we all take on, from the nurses in the hospital perhaps, to our parents, to schooling, to society, to our environment, to religion, to belief systems, to the mirroring of people around us and their belief systems. Let's just look at it as a map. And maps are really only useful if you don't confuse the map with the territory, if you don't hand it your authority, if you don't expect it to live your life for you. Used wisely, yes, it can bring clarity and direction. It can move that needle due north and show you how to pivot in life. Used poorly, it can become another way to outsource that self-trust, that self-discernment. So that distinction matters. And in really simple terms, human design describes how energy moves within and through a person, and also towards other people in communion with the environment and with others. It's not who you should be, but how you are inherently designed to interact with life and all its beauty in this lifetime for decision making, use of energy, timing, communication, your authority, your inner and outer authority. Some people don't even realize there are two. So it's all a rich expansion. It doesn't tell you what to believe. It doesn't tell you what to want. And it doesn't remove self-responsibility or responsibility. What it can do is create divine alignment, reduce friction, confusion, overwhelmment in life. It can explain why certain strategies exhaust you because they're not aligned to your original blueprint or to your human design energy type or profile. Without going into it any deeper than that, why some environments drain you, or why forcing yourself to operate like everyone else, which our society does so well. Comparison, competition, demands from society, from our profession, from the media, from the social media. But why forcing yourself to operate like everyone else never quite worked? Like you felt this jarring. You wanted to run away and hide or wanted to keep pivoting. That alone, knowing that, can be deeply relieving. It's like taking that deep sigh of relief and feeling your whole body, temple, your body system, having more nervous system coherence. Where human design loses people is often how it's presented or what approach is taken or how they come across it even. It can sometimes become more overly technical, overly rigid. Even astrology is like that. Or numerology, like it's not just human design. Or it can be treated like a spiritual identity badge. Some people walk around and will only talk to someone who is a projector 5-1 or a manifesting generator 2-4 or whatever in human design. People can sometimes start saying things like, I can't do that because I'm this type. Oh, that's just my design, which there's truth in that, can be a cop-out. Oh, I'm waiting for the right invitation. That's typical, for example, of the energy type of the projector. Yet we can't sit there and wait forever for the right invitation to come up on a gold platter, can we? No. So really, it's an experiment. Human design it's called an experiment. It's lifelong, and there are nuances and deeper calibrations going on within you. But if we look at it so rigid, then it's not coming from wisdom or it's not serving us wisely. It can, like any tool or system or process, can become stagnation. And no system, in inverted commas, is meant to replace discernment. So no chart, if we want to look at it in that aspect, should become a cage where there's no free will, or locks us in that we find we're going through life like a horse with blinkers on. Is that serving anyone? No. And in this way, human design, which is the topic of today, is meant to liberate, not limit. So when you look at human design, let's reframe it. It doesn't tell you who you are to become. It helps you stop becoming who you're not. So in that way, it supports the deconditioning, the unraveling of the mystery that at some point in our life, nudges us from the soul or from somewhere, like, who am I really? What on earth am I here for? We can call it the deconditioning of all the layers of the belief systems we've adopted, we've mirrored, that we should follow the same profession as our father for whatever reason. Then there's deeper ancestral layers. It's a big conversation. But it supports deconditioning, unlearning the strategies you adopted to survive, to fit in, or to succeed in systems that weren't built for you. And we see this a lot now with this new era approaching, and basically here, there's a lot of people like swimming at the moment, like a fish out of water, because they know that everything they've been doing up till now wasn't really built for them, but they've just been in that, and they feel like they've moved beyond that, yet it still needs to land, it needs to be tangible, needs to ground and integrate. So when this deconditioning can unfold aligned to who you be, according to your birth date, your birth time, your full name at birth, your place of birth, your country of birth, and it aligns incrementally and honestly, it is like a calibration and a recalibration in a deconditioning way. It can play out tangibly already. Once we start with human design, life starts to feel like less resistance. And slowly there's more and more pieces that land and feel more aligned. And your body feels really grounded. And this is who I be. Not perfect, not passive, but cleaner, right? And in real life, human design can show up quietly. It's not like going to a trainer, reading through some content, ticking the box, I've done that lesson, and this is going to happen now. It has this magical way of this divine, I will call it. It's like this aligning happening, sometimes when you're asleep, sometimes fast and furious, and you can feel, oh my goodness, this conversation, this difficult conversation I just had, it was so much easier than it used to be. For example, yes, how you make decisions, how you can pace your energy according to who you be. How is the best way for you to communicate to reach the other? And how you work, lead, relate, and rest. It can make your life truer. The truth lived consistently is what creates stability. Truth lived consistently is what creates stability, coherence, integration, and grounding. Not the hype, not the optimization, not chasing that next upgrade. So if you're curious about human design, new era human design, I invite you to follow that curiosity. Not with the goal of something to fully master, but something to lean in, to listen to feel, to learn, to deepen, and let it inform you, not define you in some old way doctrine. And it will definitely support you, never replace you in any way. And if it doesn't resonate, well, that's okay too. Then it's not in alignment for you at this moment. But let's sow the seed. The goal is not the tool. The goal is self-trust. If you've joined me for these first opening conversations, I really thank you. And this is just the beginning. No Fluff Spirituality will be dropping fresh, grounded conversations weekly, every Friday, New Zealand time, exploring business, life, spirit, energy, leadership, ancient frequencies, and what it actually means to navigate a rapidly changing world with greater clarity, depth, and self-trust. If this resonates, make sure you follow or subscribe so you don't miss what's coming up. This is No Fluff Spirituality, business, life, and spirit for the new era, grounded, clear, and real. And I'm Bascha Meier, and I'll meet you in the next conversation.